Looks like this is going to be Emsky Hammer starting this jam off. And that is misfortunate for Northern BC. And Emsky is first out of the track. Gets lead. Avalanche City All-Stars are wearing your light blue. Northern BC wearing the dark greens. Emsky scores 4, calls off that jam. Hemsky wearing the number 89 because they are a fan of Alish Hemsky when they were growing up. Their favorite Oiler. The Revengeneer now going to be jamming against, I do believe that is Arya Ready. And Arya quickly through. Secures lead for the Northern BC. Arya jumps around on the outside, able to stay in bounds. And that is a forearm call there now on, I'm not sure. Oh, Amy Grindhouse. Arya puts up 2 more points, calls it out, and we got an official timeout. Score is currently 4-6. We've only just begun. I see easy break over there on third base for Avalanche City. Or sorry, no, for Northern BC. I don't know who Avalanche City's third base is. Their backs to me and they're not wearing a shirt with their number on it. Had a little bit of camera trouble or laptop trouble at the beginning of last game, so we are good to go. Tiki's got everything sorted. Nandy Corm against Elbow Smackaroni. Elbow Smackaroni jamming for Avalanche City. Well, Jammer standing on that Trail Appliances jam line. This jam is now on. Or not jam, not on, but the timeout is over. Everyone gets their 5-second warning. And the jam started. Elbow's looking for some space. And Trip Vicious. Thought they might have taken a penalty, but did not. That is a penalty on Nandy Cord, the jammer for Northern BC. That's going to be a power jam now for Elbow Smackaroni. Amy Grindhouse joins the pack again. The pivot for Northern BC. Elbows in a screw, scores 4. And we're coming back for more points. Giving the bench, giving the team a bit of a direction. Go forward. Run to that tripod. Solid base there by Pandemonia. Are able to get through. And Nandycorn gets through for to finish their initial pass. And Elbows calls that jam off. They were able to put up 3 more. Brings them to 13-4. Avalanche City up by 9. This is Tiny Danger now. Jamming on the jam line. They're going up against Wheelie Strong. After this game at 1:15-ish, we do have the Rocky View Rebels skiing against Windy City Wipeouts. Tiny Danger has lead. Instead of jockeying for position against Willie Strong, just decides to call it off. Tiny Danger was jamming yesterday for Avalanche City. Did secure a lead almost every time they jammed. I would say probably maybe only 2 or 3 times they did not when they were playing the Jane Deers yesterday. Emsky now out on the track for Avalanche City. They'll be their jammer. I show penalties, but I think only 1 or 2 penalties have been shown, so there's no point showing them on the YouTube page here. I don't think any player has taken 2 yet. Look, it might be scoreboard issues again because we've got a jam counting. That jam did not stop. This is about the same time it happened last game too, I believe. And it was about 5 minutes in where we had some clock issues. A lot of these skaters, this is their second game of the tournament. Avalanche City played yesterday. They played the Jane Deers. This is Northern BC's first game of the weekend. They'll be playing again today at 7 p.m. on this very same track, on track 2 of Flat Track Fever. And they'll be playing again tomorrow at 3 p.m. on track 1. Avalanche City next game after this one will be tomorrow at 11:15 on this very track 2. Just a rundown of your rest of your schedule for today. On track 2 here, we got Northern BC versus Avalanche City at 11:15. After this, we'll have Rocky View Rebels taking on Windy City Wipeouts. That is a junior game at 1:15-ish. 3:15-ish, we got the NF Bombs taking on High Altitude. And then at 5:15-ish, we got West Coast Spirit taking on the Windy City Wipeouts. Windy City Wipeouts looks like they got a little bit of a break there between 2 games. And then to finish off the day, it's Team Northern BC taking on Team Ontario here on track 2. Over on track 1, right now we have the Crude Assassins taking on Medicine Hat. Then at 1 o'clock, we have Team Ontario taking on Jane Deers from Calgary. Then at 3 o'clock, we got the Natural Born Thrillers taking on Saskatoon. That is a open gender game. And then we have at 5 o'clock, Team Divergence taking on the Ease of Destruction. That is a WIFTA sanction game. And then finishing off the game on track 1 at 7 o'clock, we got the Shenanigans game. It's a pool party. Come and hang out. You can purchase rules by cash or card at the CCRD merch table. You can purchase as many rules as you wish to support your team for the game or share with your friends and family to give your team a splash. Pay attention to the quantity available of each rule, and no duplicate cards can be played during the jam for the same team. Stacking of rules. Those rules range from cannonball. Blockers and pivots start between the jam and pivot line with both toe stops touching either the inside or outside track line. Don't sink. Jam must wear a pool floaty for entire jam. They must pass the star. A legal procedure if popped or lost. Wipeout. Any time before the final 5 minutes of the game, you switch scores. Risky business. Jammer must wear sunglasses for entire jam. Must pass a star. A legal procedure if broken or lost. Riptide. Team must skate backwards, derby direction. Not jammer. If pivot takes star, jammer skates backwards. Lifeguard. 1 blocker no longer follows pack rules. Can leave engagement zone and engage with jammer anywhere. We've got drain. Team is down 1 blocker for jam. Point for missing blocker will count. Bubbles. Team gains 1 blocker for the jam. You get 5 blockers total. Surfing, give initial pass to 1 jammer. Jammer will immediately become lead jammer and gains points immediately. And the shark. Well, after the jam whistle, a shark can be released. Does not skate for any team. Does not count for points. Penalty equals remove from the jam. And there's also the Pie coach going on. You can bid on Pie, one of the coaches. The coaches that you can pie are Wolfblade Jr. I forgot the second one. And you can pay to pie, pay the pain. So any of those Avalanche City players, if you're like getting frustrated with pay the pain out there, you can pie them later on. Bidding starts at $15. Highest bidder gets to pie them at the end of the day. Pardon? The Our jam line today is sponsored by Trail Appliances here on track 2, and your penalty boxes are sponsored by Genuine. Accept no imitations. Your scoreboard is sponsored by U Singers Calgary and the Men's Roller Derby Association Championship taking place in Salem, Oregon. We got Emsky Hammer, your jammer, and that is 78. 78 is left hook Lola. And Emsky is through. Emsky looks so graceful when they skate backwards sometimes. Ooh. And bench calls for Lola to call it. They do. There are 0 tablets on this table. Northern BC able to sneak 2 points in there. We've got a score now of 6-13. Misfortune now going to be jamming again, this time against the Revengeneer. Misfortune looking for that hole. Same for the Revengeneer. And looks like there's a forearm call. Oh, that's a forearm call to 5-1. That is roller square. A forearm call. Sounds like there's another sounds like that's a multiplayer on green 3-3. DeBow. Misfortunate calls off that jam. Able to put up 2 more. Brings the score to 8-13. Our scoreboard issues look like they are worked out. We got Are You Ready? Now going to be jamming against Elbow Smackaroni. Jam started. Arya getting small and trying to find a hole. Held back there. That's, I do believe that is Rit Riot there. Arya able to get through. Arya running through. Picks up 4. Calls it off. Looks like they were able to clear out that the Genuine penalty box. And we got another official timeout. I'm going to say it's more scoreboard issues. When we come back, your jammers of record are going to be Nandicorn and Tiny Danger. At halftime and after this game, don't forget to check out all of our fantastic vendors. We got a whole mess of them there on track 1. And here on track 2, we have no one. I think Beat Generation have a table here, but they have it covered up, so they're not actually selling anywhere at the moment. Most of our vendors are located in track 1. Those vendors range from You ready? I'm going to talk fast here. Alberta College Massage Therapy. They got students there to ease those aches and pains from on and off the track. Bad Girlfriend Skates here with Royal Skate apparel, gear, and accessories. Beadworks by Red Karma. Red Streaks is selling indigenous beading, ranging from jewelry, fine hair, accessories, lanyards, keychains, and ringlets. They're fundraising for their trip to Australia for the Junior Roller Derby World Cup. And Tiny Danger is up. They're looking to get through. Tiny Danger almost through, but was knocked down. Cycled back. Looks like that was a penalty there going to 50 green. Not sure. Oh, Lashes, number 40. There we go. Looks like we've had a star pass now. So Beats is now your jammer for Avalanche, but they are actually headed to the box. Nandy Corn coming up on their scoring pass. Looking to get through. Tiny Danger getting in the way, and does take a penalty. Looks like that is a forearm. Nandy Corn coming through on this another scoring pass. Able to just keep those skates in. Puts up 12 now, 24-13. Beats now on their scoring pass, I think they're on their initial pass. And they are cycled back by Lashes. Lashes keeping in Beats' way. Bench yelling at Nandy Corn, letting him know how much time is left in the jam. Almost had a seam on the inside. Couldn't quite nail it. Cycled back. Oh, and they got knocked out. Just cycle all the way back. Tiny Danger with some excellent work there, cycling it back. And that jam comes to its natural conclusion. 2 more points brings them to 18 on that jam. Total of 30-13. I'll finish off rattle off a couple more vendors. We got Beat Generation, who will be there behind me. They're not there at the moment. Calgary Roller Derby Association, Calgary Junior Roller Derby, Calgary Roller Derby. Have a whole bunch of swag you can get. Starting on this jam, we got Wheelie Strong coming on Emski Hammer. That sounds like a penalty to someone on green. Emski Hammer is through his lead jam. No pack call. Emski comes through on their scoring pass. And that's a forearm on Emski. That means we're skating for the full 2 minutes, and it is also a power jam now for Wheelie Strong. Wheelie Strong held back a bit by Resident Weevil. They're able to get through. Have scored 4, looking for more. We're going to have back-to-back 2-minute jams now because that penalty to Emski, that forearm. Excellent work there by Pantychrist and I do believe that is Rit Riot. Sometimes you can't stop the jammer, you just have to hold them up enough. Excellent work there, and Trip Vicious in with that time on that tripod. And Emski quickly through. They are on their scoring pass, so they did finish their first scoring pass. Resident Weevil, caught Wheelie Strong, but not enough to knock him out. There's a back block now on Pantychrist. Wheelie Strong skating backwards, just kind of, or no, it's not Wheelie Strong. Wheelie Strong is, where are they? There they are. Got my skaters confused for a second there. Amsky gets through, gets a quick 4 before the end of that jam. Jam ended 20-12. Brings Northern BC to 50. Avalanche City to 25. I can do that math. 25 points separating these teams. Jam 10 about to start. That's going to be, I do believe that is elbow smacker. Oh, that's Revengineer. And our jammer 4 is left hook Lola. And left hook Lola gets through the pack first and gets lead jam status. Hoping to keep this lead, maybe build on it a bit. Pantychrist there working on them, knocking them out. There's lower square coming back, cycling Revengineer. And Revengineer saying, nope, I'm good. I'm not hurt. Don't call the jam. Left hook Lola able to cape up. Scores another 4. Is now at 8. Revengineer's taking the star off now. Either looking for the star pass or to fake the star pass. So they almost got it but did not. We have a bunch of partial handoffs, but not quite. Oh, they almost got through on the outside, but knocked out a bit. A little bit of a spin around. Left hook Lola looking for some more points. Open up this lead even more. Toe drag on the outside, but not able to stay up or stay in. And that jam comes to its natural conclusion. Left hook able to put up a total of 15. Brings their score to 65-25. And we're on. Misfortunate quickly out for lead jam. Hoping to open up this lead for Northern BC. That jam is called. Misfortunate able to pick up a single point. Well, looks like so was Avalanche City. And are you ready? Out quickly on the outside. Tiny Danger almost got through, but couldn't quite. Let's take the star off. Hoping either sneak through or pass it off. Are you ready? Comes through on the middle of the pack. Gives Tiny Danger a little bit of a shot. Jammer on jammer action. Now here's a forearm call. That is on Beats. Arya calls it off after scoring another 2, so total of 6. Well, that jam 72-26. And let's see, we can glance at points per jam for this game so far. Bottom is your Avalanche City. Top is Northern BC. We got Nandy Tour now and Resident Weevil. This is Resident Weevil's first jam of the day for Avalanche City. Resident Weevil is taking the star off. Looking to make some stuff happen. Nandy Corn runs in Trip Vicious and Rit Riot. Trip Vicious with some solid D. They're able to get through. Now just beats to get past, and they do. Resident Weevil takes a hit and spins. That was Trauma, I do believe they hit and spun off of. We got a penalty now. That is Pandemonia. Takes a call. So Northern BC will be starting without their pivot as jam. I see a lot of BC teams wear green, and it throws me off because I associate green with Saskatchewan because of the Rough Riders. It just makes me think, every time I see green, it makes me think of Saskatchewan. And then you see all the BC teams all wear green. Throws me off. There's a few more trees in BC than Saskatchewan. Just a handful. And we got, that is Wheelie Strong as your lead jammer for Northern BC. Emski jamming for Avalanche. And that is called off by Wheelie Strong before any points can be scored. Just under 12 minutes left. We got left hook Lola. Going to be jamming up against Revengineer. Our jam is on. Lola able to stay up. Knocked by Pantychrist, but not out. But Revengineer gets cycled back. And that was Roller Square that was cycling them back. Lola now cycled back as well. Lola held back there by Pantychrist. Just able to get past Trip Vicious. Pyrophilia out there trying to help out. Taking out Roller Square. That's some excellent work there. That's Lashes. Along with Roller Square. I'm not sure who the blocker is for. Who's that third blocker? Revengineer stuck at the back of that pack. Oh, that's the wheel deal. And I've been calling them Roller Square, but it looks like the back of their jersey says Malice. Here's a directional call on Rit Riot. Left hook Lola gets through again. Looking for some more points. This jam will come to its natural conclusion. Lola able to put up two more at the end, total of 14. Got a score of 96-26. Just under 10 minutes. Our new move is now Elbow Smackaroni and Misfortunate. Rit Riot starting this jam in the genuine power or penalty box. And Misfortune is through and gets lead. And it looks like there's a penalty going to Beats. They'll be heading to the box. Next time out, we'll check out those penalties. And Misfortune calls that jam off. Let me give a quick scan at the penalties. There's your penalties for Northern BC. Blinking, you'll miss them. I'll show you the other ones after. We're just about to start here. Are you ready? Taking on Tiny Danger. A mouse! Yay! I can click a lot faster with a mouse. I'm old. Are you ready? He's got lead. Building up on this lead here for Northern BC. Let's put them over the century. They just went over the century mark last jam. There's an illegal contact penalty going to Lashes. Are you ready? So into the box. Want to maybe kill a little bit of this penalty to Lashes before they call this jam off. Time Danger has just finished their initial pass. So Arya gets through. Points and call. Put up a total of 12. Puts them 112 to 26. There we go. There's your penalties for Avalanche City. Oh, look at this. I just have to single click it too. Just click. Then this double tap. So much easier with a mouse. Just under 7 minutes. Emsky Hammer against Nandicorn. Nandicorn is quickly through on the inside to secure lead. Emsky trying to get through. No pack call, able to get past everyone. And it's coming back through. Nandicorn on their first scoring pass. Hits the ball of Avalanche blockers. Quickly gets past a few sets of hips and calls off that jam with 3 points. You score 1 point for once your jammer passes the hips of the blocker. Any blockers in the box, you score points for them once you pass the hips of the first skater in play. So you don't get them if you don't get them when you pass the box. You have to pass the first player in standing in play before it counts as points. Wheelie Strong going to be jamming against Revengineer. Yeah, Wheelie Strong is strong on the outside and gets through. And there's a penalty now to Roller Square / Malice. Revengineer is cycled back. Runs into a block. And draws a penalty. That'll be Amy Grindhouse. Skating off now for Northern BC. Joining Roller Square in the genuine penalty box. And General Carnage thinks they're having so much fun, they decide to join them as well. That leaves BC with one blocker out. That means they're going to, Wheelie Strong's going to skate it out a bit because they want to start it. Getting the signal from the bench and third base. Keep skating. You don't want to call that jam with 2 blockers in the box. There's a multiplayer call on. That is Green 136 with the wheel deal. Revengineer is through. And the bench just lets them know, call that jam off. Wheelie Strong calls it off. They do have 1 blocker in the box, but 1 blocker in the box is better than calling it when you have 2 in the box. 4 minutes left. I'll finish quickly, see how many more of these vendors I can pound through. Calgary Gumballs from Calgary Super Leagues. They are doing a little fundraiser game at their table. You can help support their travels. Make sure to stop by and show your support. Derby Girl Chocolates, raising funds for She-Hulk's trip to Australia with Team Canada Junior Roller Derby. The jam is on. This is left hook Lola taking on elbow Smackaroni. And we got a forearm call. Or maybe it's a multiplayer. That is 66. That is Pyrophilia heading to the box. Elbow Smackaroni running into those blockers for Northern BC. Pushing him back to the edge of the pack. Trying to push them out of play. And gets pushed out of play off the track. Lola trying to get some help, getting some help from there from Panda. Is able to get through and has scored 4. Calls off that jam. Total of 8 on that jam. We got a score 135-34. Just under 3 minutes left. We got. You can also check out over on the other track, Team Divergence Roller Derby. They have all their team swag. Full Mobility Chiropractic. You can get. They're offering Flat Track Fever Special, which include fibrillar treatments and custom-made orthotics for $300. Mile Labs is there for on-site treatment for massage and chiro. Book your appointment at their booth as soon as you can. Tiny Danger taking on Misfortunate. And Misfortunate quickly through. And gets lead. Quickly off that Trail Appliances jammer line. And they're looking through. Misfortunate through for another swim pass. And Tiny Danger takes the star off and gets through. Misfortunate comes through on the scoring pass. Just has to get past Trip. Good to get past Trip. They did not get past Trip before they called that jam off. Finishing off our vendors, we got Nerd Roller Skates. They're only here today. And they were here yesterday. They're only here for tomorrow. You can get all your gear. If you have any issues with your skates, go see Projectile and they can hook you up with some maintenance. Skelgrove is here with sort of goods to help Team Junior Canada players get to Australia. And Untamed Fernie here with some gear for women. Are you ready? Going to be jamming against Emsky Hammer. And Emsky is through with lead. Are you ready? Giving chase. Looking for some jammer on jammer action. They hit Emsky. Both of them go down. Emsky out of bounds. Emsky went out of bounds. Are you on the ground? And Emsky picked up 1 point also before they called off that jam. Revenge Engineer going to be jamming against Nandicorn. Most likely our last jam of the half. At halftime. And Revenge Engineer is through and gets lead. Avalanche City ending this half off with a couple lead jams. We're going to start past General Carnage is now your jammer for Northern BC. You could probably hear the Avalanche bench calling for them to call it. Revenge Engineer does, not before both jammers got 2 points. Halftime, don't forget to head over to the Chinook City table. You can purchase your raffle tickets, win one of a multitude of prizes. You can also bid on shenanigans for the Shenanigans game taking place on track 1 at 7 o'clock. We will see everyone back here in 15 minutes-ish. I have a feeling they might change the clock, but I'm not sure. But we'll see you then. There we go. We got 1 minute until the start of the second half. Let's just quickly glance at the penalties here on the feed on right now. Amy Grindhouse, most penalties here for Northern BC, sitting at 4. And for Avalanche City, your penalties, we got Beats with the most, sitting at 3. A couple skaters here with 0. Rogue, Trip Vicious, Troublemaker, Resident Weevil, Elbow Smackaroni, Rev Jr., Fleur de Lethal for Avalanche City have not taken any penalties yet. Penalty free for Northern BC, General Discomfort. Are you ready? Left Hook Lola, Misfortunate, and Wheelie Strong. That is surprising that I do believe 4 of their main jammers have not taken any penalties. That's pretty crazy, a full half. You don't see it that often. We're back. 107 points between these two teams. 37 to 144, Northern BC up. Starting off, we got Misfortune again going against Emski Hammer. And Fortunate gets through. And is followed by Emski. Fortunate calling to get them in front. Fortunate get points and call. Red Ride does take a cut there at the end. Emski able to sneak 1 point in. 2 for Fortunate. 3. 147 to 38. Are you ready now? I'm going to be jamming against the Revengeneer. I keep throwing the in front of it. It's actually just Revengeneer, not the Revengeneer. Both jammers are hitting that pack. That's solid defense there. Arya trying to fight through. And does get through just past Revengeneer. Revengeneer cycled back. As a captain for Northern BC, General Discomfort forcing them back. Revengeneer gets through. And does not get a chance to get around to score any points. Now we got Elbow Smackaroni and Nandy Corn. Nandy Corn's been pretty successful this game so far. This game ran a little bit quicker than the last game. Last game put us a little bit behind, so hopefully this game goes pretty smooth and we can get back on track. Nandy Corn just has to get past Trip Vicious. Trip Vicious able to stay in the way. Not able to make contact as they're almost close to out of play. Oh, and Amy Grindhouse gets low and knocks Elbows out. And there we go. It's 4 more points for Nandy Corn. Come back around. Told to keep going. The bench showing up that single finger that they are holding up. They're just signaling to Nandy Corn that they have not got through. So if you see on the bench here, or if you can see, I don't think you can see third base. You might be able to just see Easy Break's hand. But the coach will hold up 1 finger. That means the jammer is not made their initial pass. 2 fingers means they're through. And when you see them tap their hips, that's telling them to call it off. Antichrist is going to be starting this jam in the box for Avalanche City. And Tiny Danger gets through and gets lead jam. And Ankry is going off for a penalty. And then Trauma decides to join them in the genuine penalty box. Tiny Danger gets rear, pushes back. Did pick up the full 4, calls that gem off. Northern BC did pick up 2, but anytime you score as many or more points than the other team, it's a win. Left hook Lola now jamming for Northern BC. Emsky Hammer for the Avalanche. I want to say Evil because every time I see Emsky jamming there for Evil. Emsky being chased by left hook Lola. Telling their skaters to get to the front of the pack. Turns on the Jets. Through. Call. Oh. I thought they were calling it. They did call it. Picked up the full 4. 1 point for Northern BC. Score is 62-46. General Carnage starting this jam in the box. Misfortunate going to be jamming against Revengeneer. And Revengeneer is going off for a back block there that they took against Pandemonium. Misfortune gets through and gets lead. Puts Misfortune on a power jam. And they are quickly through for 4. Looking to open up this lead even more. Puts their lead at 120 now. And there's a low block call on. That is Blue. Break it on. Revengeneer. Pushed out by Roller Square. Comes back, takes a shot at it, takes another run at it, and that's General Carnage and Roller Square. Rogue trying to make some space. Throwing some bodies around. Pushing people out of the way. Misfortunate. Comes back through on another scoring pass. Is now put up 16. And calls off that jam. He's got a score of 178-46 now. No one in penalty trouble yet for Northern BC. Avalanche City been pretty good this game as well. When we come back, we got Are You Ready going against Elbow Smackaroni. Are You Ready struggling now? This is the most I've seen Aria struggle to get past the pack. They do. 10 seconds. Secures that lead jam. General Discomfort and Elbow Smackaroni cycle around to the back of the pack. And Aria's put up 4, looking for more. We have a star pass now. Resident Weevil now your jammer for Avalanche City. And Are You Ready went to call it, but they did get called for a cut. That surprisingly is the first penalty that the Green Jammers have taken today, I think. Or pretty close. Maybe one other one. A Resident Weevil, now your jammer record for Avalanche City. Trying to push their way through. Tripfish is in there to make some space. They do. Weevil gets through. Chased down a little bit there by Ankry, but they're able to get past. Weevil came back around. I think Arya gave him a little bit of warning, it sounded like. I think that they were right behind him. It's good. You don't like to see blindside hits. When I see hits, I want to see clean hits. And now that is Lash is headed to the box for Northern BC. Weevil, one more skater to get past. Spin around. And they draw a forearm call on Ancree. Weevil able to put up 7 points for Avalanche City. Arya ready, able to put up 16 while spending 30 seconds of that jam in the box. Northern BC going to be starting with 2 blockers in the box. And I think they have a 4th blocker that has to report once there's a free space. Tiny Danger pushing on Ancree. And Tiny Danger takes a call. That was a blocking with the head. If you see, they came at that, you can see on the camera there, they came at with their head. You can't hit head first. That is a penalty. Spending some time in the Genuine sponsored penalty box. Nandy Corn is lead jam now due to that penalty to Tiny Danger. And they are through for 4 more. Nandy Corn getting the signal from the bench in third base that the Blue Jammer has still not finished their initial pass. Nandy Corn able to stay up on that outside corner. Dances on that outside line and able to stay up. Tiny Danger's taking the star off now to try and sneak past. Pushing that pack to the edge. Quick feet after getting knocked out, getting back in as quickly as possible before they get cycled back too much. Almost through, but that was general discomfort able to cut them off. And then they do get through and finishes that initial pass. Nandy Corn right behind them. And call it. $16 points for Nandy Corn on that jam. We got a 210 to 53. Wheelie Strong now going to be jamming against MC Hammer. Getting ready on that Trail Appliances jam line. And Emsky almost able to stay up. It just goes out. And actually gets called on a cut. Trying to stay up. And that's going to put Wheelie Strong on a power jam and lead jam. And Wheelie Strong is through for 4 points. Wheelie Strong on another scoring pass, looking for more to add to this 4. And there's a cut call. That one going to DeBow. And Emsky is out of the box. Finish their initial pass. And sliding into the first apex there. Wheelie Strong calls off that jam. Able to put up 9. A left hook Lola now coming out for Northern BC. Going against Revengineer. The skaters make my job easier when they wear like distinctive gear. And I can tell who they are. Like Revengineer Oh, if I can see the muscles on their legs, I know it's them. Left hook Lola. Gets out. Secures lead. Revengineer giving chase. Lola comes up. Does get through, calls it off. Oh, yeah, get her. You get in there. You pull it up. You use the mouse now. 2 points apiece on that jam. We got Misfortunate going to be jamming against Elbow Smackaroni. Elbows pushed on the outside there. Pushed out by Ankry. Have to cycle back. Misfortunate. That's Trip Vicious, Resident Weevil, and Fleur de Lethal. Holding them back, but not enough. Misfortunate gets lead. And get the signal from the bench. Call off that jam. Was able to put up 4 to make the score 255 to 55. 225 to 55. 170 points. Just under 15 minutes left. Are you ready? Going to be going up against Tiny Danger. Remember it before. You have it up until the end of the Shenanigans game to bid to pie a player. Are you ready? Has scared lead jam. Comes back up quickly on the outside and in. Ducks down under. That was Break at Dawn that they ducked under. Tiny Danger able to get through. Aria making their case for 4 points. And they get their 4 points. Just a quick glance at the penalties for Avalanche City. Quick glance at Northern BC. Got 5 seconds. Jam is on. This is Nandy Corn taking on Emski Hammer. Emski pushing at the end of the pack, not quite able to get lead. Emski just has to dance past one jammer and blocker and does. Pack's now formed. Nandy slides in there, calls off that jam. And both jammers each got 1 point. Our next jam is on. Wheelie Strong taking on Revengineer. Wheelie Strong with a really strong start. Gets lead jam. Revengineer fighting. He just has to get past, I believe that is General Carnage, and does. And they call off that jam before any points can be scored. Your score 238 for Northern BC, 57 for All Stars, or Avalanche City All Stars. Left hook Lola going to be jamming against Elbow Smackaroni. After this game, we do have the Rocky View Junior Roller Derby taking on the Windy City Wipeouts. Oh, left hook low almost got through, but was knocked out of bounds by Fleur de Lethal. Solid tripod work by both teams. Left hook Lola gets past the main pack, but Fleur de Lethal holds them up enough to get the rest of the team up. And then they get through. They secure lead. And we got a directional call now. That was 4 points for left hook Lola. That was a directional call there that went to Pantychrist. It should be pretty good. Tiny Danger off. Misfortunate gets lead jam over Tiny Danger. Tiny Danger trying to get through that pack. Runs into DeBow, but able to stay up and inbounds. Now cycle back. That was Lashes that knocked them out. Tiny Danger did step out bounds, so did take a cut call. Misfortunate able to keep this clock rolling. They are on a power jam. They're knocked over by Beats, cycled all the way to the back. There's a multiplayer call now on, I do believe that is General Carnage. And Tiny Danger comes back on. Misfortunate following up. Tiny Danger quickly through on the outside there. A little bit easier to get through this time. And Misfortunate calls that off before Tiny Danger has a chance to get around to score any points. Puts up 16, brings the score to 258 to 57. 201 points. Eight minutes left. Between this game and the next game, which is your Windy City White Bulls taking on Rocky View Junior Roller Derby. We got an official timeout. So after this game, don't forget to swing over to track one. Check out the CCRD table. You can bid to buy a player, or it's actually bid to buy a coach. Your options are Cinderfella, Pay the Pain, and Wolfblade Jr. Try and outbid me for Pie and Cinderfella. He's at $20 right now. Your announcers for your next game are going to be, I have it written down. There. Blade and Doves and Roses. We're announcing the game 3, Rocky View. I don't think that look you're giving me, Peacemaker. Are neither of them here? Oh, they're here? Doves is here? Okay. Yeah, we're on Emsky Hammer taking on Are You Ready? Both jammers through. Arya gets lead, tries to knock Emsky out. Some awesome jammer on jammer action. Gets the crowd fired up. Those jammers trying to knock each other out the whole way around. That's what I like when I do. I like to see a no scoring jam when it's called off because the jammers are fighting the whole way around. Some good action. Without action. Revengeneer looks a little fired up from that last call. Is trying to push their way through. Gets through, gets lead. Being chased by Nandicorn. Oh, I thought we were going to have a repeat of some jammer on jammer jockeying. And we do not. Revengeneer calls that jam off. 6.5 minutes left. Let's quickly glance at your penalties here. There's your penalties for and your penalties for Avalanche City. Tiny Danger, it looks like they have actually been ejected. There we go. We now got, this is Elbow Smackaroni and Wheelie Strong. And Elbow Smackaroni gets lead jam. That's 2 lead jams in a row for Avalanche City. Trip Vicious now head to the genuine penalty box. And they call off that jam. They do pick up 3. Brings the score to 60 to 258. 198 points. We got 5.5 minutes left in this game. Just a reminder that after this game, wait for the rolling whistle. Do not come out to the track for high fives till the rolling whistle to officially mark the game is over. Left hook Lola going to be jamming against Emsky Hammer. Emsky looking to get through, looking for that hole. Able to keep their skates in, but not get lead. Oh, they did get lead. They got it right before Lola. Looking up. Calls that jam off before Lola can get up to score any points. Passing Trip Vicious. Don't forget to bid on buying a coach. Wolfblade, Play the Pain, and Wolfblade, Pay the Pain, and Cinderfella are your 3 options for pieing today. Misfortune is through with lead. Misfortune is coming through, looking for some points. Building up on this lead. Going against Revengeneer. Revengeneer stuck at the back of that pack. And they are freed up there. Solid hit by their general discomfort. Knocking down Fleur de Lethal. Little hip to hip, knocked them down. Picked up a total of 7 on that jam. Score of 265 to 260. 205 points now separating these 2 teams. 3.5 minutes left. Are You Ready going to be jamming against Elbow Smackaroni? Thank you for your scoreboard announcements. Youth Singers of Calgary And the Men's Roller Derby Association Championship taking place in Salem, Oregon. And, we got elbow smack already, and Aria jogging provision, a little bit of jammer and jammer hitting each other. And elbows calls off that jam. Nandicorn now going to be jamming against Emski Hammer. There we go. Nandicorn is in there trying to fight at the back of the pack. Emski back there as well. They're pretty much side by side. General Carnage is going off for a penalty. Nandicorn thought they had a hole, but it was closed up there by Rit Riot. Emski gets cycled back. And Nandicorn secures lead jam. And Emski able to stay up on that hit from Lashes. Nandicorn gets through, scores 4, and calls off that jam. Brings their score to 269. Nice. How's it going, Easy? How'd your first game go? Good to hear. Easy Break Oven is one of the coaches here for running third base for Northern BC. And is actually on playing for Team Divergence. They played the first game on track 1 today. And right now we've got Wheelie Strong as your lead jammer going against Rev Engineer. Wheelie Strong has scored 4. Looking for a few more. Beats is now headed to the box. Couple bodies fall. Wheelie Strong keeping it up. Rev Engineer still hasn't finished that initial pass. And see, you can tell from the one finger signal by the coaches for Northern BC. And they do finish that pass. And BC calls that jam off. And no one's calling a timeout. That's the... Now, please wait for the rolling whistle. The game is not officially over until that rolling whistle happens. Your unofficial score is 280 for Northern BC, 60 for Avalanche City. Officials just want to make sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. There's your rolling whistle. That means it's time for high fives. Get on in here for high fives, everyone. And we'll see everyone back here. Our next game at 1:15 is going to be Rocky View Junior Roller Derby taking on Windy City Wipeouts. And over on track 1, we have Team Ontario at 1 o'clock taking on the Jane Deers from Calgary. I've been Avalanche, and we'll see you. I'm back on this track later on today. But you got Doves and Roses and Blade calling this next game.